So that's why we do it this way. We have. Okay. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. That definitely was not my real speaking voice. This is 100% my real speaking voice because everyone sounds like a mix of this and some like strong bad mixed with Dr. Payne for some reason. It's like the strong bad pain. That's like my like. So today we have a great, awesome Streamin Demons. We got some super special guests. No, it's not Darcy and Joel Bob Briggs. Or is it? No, it's not. It's not. But we've got Jennifer Wiggle. You know her from our YouTube channel and all sorts of stuff that she writes. Artsy, multiple publishing. Boom, boom, bang, bangs. We got some J.M. Brannick's drawings in live spoken form. We got Voodoo Priestess. We got myself, Jim Phoenix. And I've got to say, Thanksgiving is coming up. I think it's today. And we do a little thing for Thanksgiving every year. We do a podcast or some sort of event that says, if you play it, you listen to us, you don't listen to us, I don't give a crap. You put it on repeat, you just spam it out there, whatever. For every listen we get through Streamin Demons podcast for this next, we'll say, week, we will donate money to food banks across the United States. Because some people, to paraphrase from Bill Murray, just need a little help getting their miracle done. And by God, we are that help combined. How cool is that? You don't even have to do anything to give. You just got to fucking listen. That's it. Just listen. Don't even listen. Who cares? Just press play. Walk away. Pretend it's like the Care Bear movie for your toddler. Press play and walk away, man. It's the only option you have left. All that and more. Oh, and plus an exciting announcement. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. On the next Streamin Demons. Hit it. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. By golly, do we ever have the most exciting Streamin Demons? You thought the last Streamin Demons exciting? Hell no. You thought not even close. This Streamin Demons is for Thanksgiving. And that means every time someone listens, clicks, repeats it, whatever it is, put it on repeat, get a spam bot, we pay out money, cha-ching, 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 to a food bank. Yeah, local food banks are all with goodness. It's all charity, it's all good. Bring the bank, make me pay. So if you're new to Streamin Demons, then hey, welcome. We've only been alive for like a year or two, first seasons. But if you're no Streamin Demons, we're going a bit off the format. Usually it's something borrowed, something new, something old, and sometimes blue. Now it's just what we're thankful for. No big format. 5 movies that we are thankful for as horror fans. And I can't wait. We have so many special guests. I can't even name them off the top of my head yet. We've got, of course, we'll say the person that probably puts our YouTube channel on the map, Jennifer Waggle, and we got Voodoo Priestess, the forever co-host, and we got a J.M. Brannick, and we got a Court, and we've got a Dave Davis, and we've got, some other Christians, and then we got some other people, and then we got Nicole's, and we got all sorts of Xanders, and maybe even a special appearance from the least favorite podcast on the left, right, and center. We have Travis and Jay and Jess, and of course, many more special guests coming up soon. But without any further ado, because I am a very lazy bear, we are going to let, oh boy, we have so many special guests. Who go first? Teacup, us up. Jennifer, you're up. What's your first movie that you're really thankful for? Like the top 5. We're number 5, I guess. It's not the number 1, number 5.
I'm just going to go in chronological order. So I'm going to start with the oldest one. That would be the old 1922 Nosferatu. I love that film. I got an opportunity to see that with orchestral accompaniment when I lived in Boston. Nice. And they had a virtuoso theremin player, which was amazing. So I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. It's a vampire movie, but not your traditional romantic vampire movie, more the creepy, sinister, overarching zombified vampire movie of its day. So
does anyone sparkle?
Sparkle?
Yeah, do they sparkle? Does Nosferatu sparkle in this movie?
Towards the end, I think.
No spoilers.
He's more about the poise.
Oh.
Yes.
And you know what? I think I have seen this, but I think the Nosferatu vampire is so iconic. It's not quite the Bela Lugosi one, but or Christopher, I almost said Reeves.
Cushing? Or Peter Cushing or Christopher. Oh, shit. Christopher Lee.
Oh, shit. And Peter
He's Irish.
Or even the Gary Oldman one. But he is like the silhouette. Like, you always see that.
Yes, with the claw.
Yeah, absolutely. And to the point where I believe they try to bring him in not only for Midnight Mass, Netflix Midnight Mass. If you haven't checked out Midnight Mass, you really should. It's a wonderful series. I love it. Although we have some full haters because there's dialogue in Midnight Mass. Imagine that. A movie that has, or something, a TV show that has dialogue. Yes.
No, we're not having this discussion for a thankful place.
Thankful place.
We're all thankful.
Yeah, we're all thankful for that. Or, for example, what was the one where they just brush her teeth at?
Jacob's wife.
Jacob's wife. Sadly, I say brush the teeth. Jacob's wife. Yeah, it's that architecture. And so we see this throughout. Is that your favorite vampire? Like the Nosferatu?
Probably not.
No.
I've always
forget what the hell I just said. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I've always been partial to Bela Lugosi as a person, so you can't really overdo that.
Yeah,
but the Nosferatu movie is definitely up there with some of the other classic silent films of that era that I definitely appreciate.
So why are you thankful for it if it's not your favorite, like, imagining of Dracula or Nosferatu vampire?
Because I like the way that some of the old silent films flow. We don't do a lot of those same. You don't see a lot of the same pantomimes, the really expressive gestures. You don't see a lot of things translated into modern film in the same way. Some of the silent film actors and actresses were just absolutely amazing at that. It's just, you ask for my favorite movie, not my favorite actor.
Yeah. No, yeah. True. And that's something I'm a Marx Brothers fan. And that's why I like the Marx Brothers. It's kind of like theater. When they're not on center cam or center stage, they're still doing things. And their expression, they're just a mind-boggling talent, by the way. And they're expressive and they can emote. It's not the plastic acting we get now, where it's like line, Botox line. It's absolutely the brilliance of the character. If you can make someone afraid by not saying anything at all.
Well, and if you know what some of them went through when they did the filming, too, it was just crazy compared to what people do now. I mean, it was rigorous and very, very physically involved.
Didn't they even make a movie of that, Shadow of the Vampire?
I was saying, I think they actually made a movie about that. Who was in that movie? Do you remember?
That one dude from whatchamacallit, Liaison.
That one guy that he's an actor.
I've seen him in movies before.
I know what movies he's from, I think, maybe. Or was it? Oh, actually, I was thinking of a different one. No, it was the one dude. No, it was the one dude with the pig and Red.
Okay.
With Red.
All right. Okay. So there was a movie. We're moving on.
Morgan Freeman?
No, there's like
Red, retired.
Yeah.
Actor,
retired and extremely dangerous. Yeah.
Bruce Willis?
No, the guy with the pig. The stuffed pig.
Do I really need to Google this?
Lithgow? No, not Lithgow.
Oh my god.
No, it's Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm something.
Not Malcolm something. No, Malkovich. John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so John Malkovich is in Shadow of the Vampire?
I think so.
And Willem Dafoe. John
Will Williams.
Malkovich and Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
And Carrie Always.
Okay.
And Eddie,
also
and Eddie Izzard, too. I didn't know that he was in it.
Eddie Izzard went into a closeted non-cross-dressing phase, where he just wouldn't cross-dress for a while.
No, I'm just saying, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know that. He plays Jonathan Harker. Oh, as Gustav von
Wangenheim. I'm like, why is Jonathan Harker in red? Okay, so we started out well. So how many Cthulhu's did you give this movie?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't know. Probably. It depends on the context of what you wind up seeing it with for sound.
Right.
I've seen a bunch of different variants on that, and some of them are really bad.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
If you aren't certain on that and you're just looking it up, or if you don't have your own soundtrack you want to play in the background, I'd probably give it like a 3 because that's a gamble. Otherwise, if you're in something pretty solid like if you've got like live symphony accompaniment, I'd definitely give it a 4.
I can dig that. I always think the live symphony is the best. I think that's a huge thing. We'll still say between 3 and 4. Cool. I dig it. Awesome. Thank you. And now, Jay and Brannick, what's
up?
5-ish?
All right. I'm going to pick, and this is going to be controversial.
Oh, no. Was it Sharks?
Not yet.
No,
Just wait.
not Sharks?
Just wait. But I'm going to pick 1958's The Screaming Skull, which people who are Misties, who enjoy MST3K, will know The Screaming Skull. It is about basically newlyweds that are going to the husband's old house to start their life anew. He was married before, but his wife tragically died at the estate. Now, his new wife had gone through some trauma. She has some possibly PTSD, so she's not always well, and she starts to think that the place is haunted with his previous wife. So that's kind of like the baseline of what's going on in the movie. Now, it does run a bit slow, so I know a lot of people, that's a lot of the joke in there is that it's a bit slow, but I enjoy the tension of that. I think that Peggy Weber, who played Jenny Whitlock, who was the new wife, did a tremendous job at portraying somebody who did have trauma in her past, trying to not only overcome it, but become like a stronger person and going through a new kind of trauma.
Is it gaslighting? Is it?
I can't spoil it. It's from 1958. It's like basically yesterday, you know?
Yeah. No, I was just wondering because it sounds like a woman with trauma in a new situation, and they go into the old house, and the haunting might be with the wife or not, or the ex-wife. I was just wondering if gaslighting, that was kind of popular.
Yeah, 70 years ago, every movie was about gaslighting.
Every movie was about gaslighting. Yes, I get it.
Except before they had gaslights.
And then it was called... That wasn't that funny, Evie. Don't give him that.
No, please do.
But anyway, I like it. There's also a character in there that has a disability, and there's the whole like, oh, maybe it's him that's doing some stuff, but the reactions between the new wife and him are actually very sweet and very I don't know, there's like a realness to the whole character of Jenny and how she interacts with other people. And it's like one of those comfort movies that I watch, like when I want to have something in the background or when I just want to have something to watch. Of course, with the MST3K, it's a lot better. It's a lot funnier. But even on its own, I find a lot of merits to it that I enjoy. It's very atmospheric. It has peacocks screaming in it. That's pretty cool. And an actual screaming skull, so.
Oh, so it's not... Okay, is it anything like the Screaming Skull that's on Shudder?
I have no idea.
Skull I'm thinking of. Skull the Mask?
Yeah, you're thinking of Skull the Mask, the weird movie where they just murder for no reason until
Spoilers.
the end.
They just murder everyone for no reason at all. No, I think that's actually the trailer, just them murdering everyone. So it's not that movie being made.
Don't think it's a completely different movie now. I think it's this movie. I would say I would give it actually a 3.5 on its own. Wow. I would give it a 4 with the MST3K.
Okay, so the MST3K kind of bumps it up before. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because it's funny. They make it funny, of course, but also it maintains a lot of the story and a lot of, still the good acting of it and the good story of it.
I dig that, and I'm not following that. So, Voodoo Priestess, what's your top 5 or 5 or 4?
Yeah, so I too decided to go in chronological order, just to not pick.
So I gotta go find my chronological order.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. This just makes it easier for me. So the first movie I am doing is 1931's Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you all kind of know the plot of it. Dude makes a monster creature out of dead people and is like, fuck, I made a monster out of dead people. And just starts roaming the town. So
he just chose
just having fun.
Yeah.
He finds a little girl. They become friends, right?
Yeah. They kill a turkey-headed rabbit together. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. The reason I decided to add this to the thankful list is basically because when I was younger and showing a real interest in horror with all my little Goosebump books and stuff, this was a movie my dad got me to kind of support me in that. Yeah. There's a couple other movies that he got, like this one that was unrated, and there was like this zombie and like some sort of hot tub orgy thing, and I don't think he realized that was in it when he got it for me, but I can't remember the title of it.
Hot tub orgy. It was actually called that.
But he thought it was something else.
Yeah, probably.
It was like oranges. That's great.
And
zombie
then
oranges.
There was also Leprechaun, but unfortunately that scarred me for many years. So I decided to go with Frankenstein.
You know what's going to scar me for many years, Voodoo Priestess? That your dad could buy you Leprechaun when you're just starting to express interest in horror.
Because he didn't buy me that. He showed it to me on TV, and then...
Oh God. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Why is it getting worse? That's okay. That's good. But now I have a question, Voodoo. If that is your real name, as Payne would say. Of all these movies that we suffer through Streamin Demons, why the hell did you just say Frankenstein for one of the movies? It's an old movie. You have it. It's a good movie. You're like, I'm going to watch this movie I hate.
Because, Jim, if that is your real name.
Establish it is, by the way.
Everyone should probably already have heard of Frankenstein and knows it, to the point of if they were going to watch it by now, they would have. So there doesn't really seem to be much of a reason to normally throw the movie out there. Because it's one of the classics, bro.
I dig it. I'll take that. How many Cthulhu's?
My
memory that bad. Oh, you didn't give me that good.
I did not give you the Cthulhu's yet. It's okay. I would probably give it about... I don't see a reason not to give it a 5.
Your first 5! You finally did it! Wait. How many walls were raped in Frankenstein?
1.5.
And he did bust through a wall, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's so non-consensual. Touching. So, I am going to go answer the call that is being yelled at me. So
the call of the wild.
Yeah. So continue on, my friend.
That's fine. Okay, I'll follow up this one. If you're doing Frankenstein, I'm going to do Young Frankenstein.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody did.
Yeah. It is horror adjacent. And if you watch Netflix, they actually list it as straight horror, which I was like, wow, I don't think Netflix actually watched the movie because that's
because it's very gay horror. Oh, I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
It's very Mel Brooks.
It's very Mel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
We got Mel Brooks with Gene Wilder, and it's not quite Haunted Honeymoon.
And Madeline Kahn.
Yep.
Is it Madeline Kahn? Okay.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yes. She's the best.
I almost said Rita Radner.
No.
What was his wife's name? Drawing a blank. Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner.
Gilda Radner, yeah.
Was Gilda Radner in this one?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. There's so many movies that I'm just getting confused with. But,
well, they did like a whole bunch of like comedy horror movies of that era. Like, because there was like Transylvania 65000, which he was
with Ed Begley.
Yes. And then there is like another one that I think Gilda and what's his face did do together.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, I think there was one that they did together that was like a horror comedy. It wasn't very good, but I mean, it was all right. But there was like a slew of them that came out during this time.
Yeah, we had the Transylvania. We've had Haunted Honeymoon.
I think it was that one, actually.
You thought it was Haunted Honeymoon?
I think so.
It wasn't bad because it was based on the radio plays. No.
Yeah. Gilda Radner was from Detroit, by the way. Just FYI.
See, another reason to know Detroit besides Mom Spaghetti.
Just FYI.
I'm guessing someone here hasn't had yet.
I haven't had it yet because it's downtown. And I haven't gone downtown since...
Julie Brown?
Since Julie Brown.
Since your MTV days?
Since my MTV days, yes. Sad.
Okay, so, now for Young Frankenstein... Okay. It's one of the few horror movies that my mom likes.
Young Frankenstein?
She has zero stomach for any horror movies. She likes the old Universal ones, but that's still like watching it like this. And she was a trauma nurse for a while, so I don't like.
That's hilarious.
It's just like the whole like this. So my Putting on the Ritz. I love that version of the song. I love their duet. Yeah, exactly. And it's the way they take the monsters seriously, the way they make them endearing, the way they humanize the monster. And it kind of, I know, Shelley was doing like the evil man's on his skin and, evil in and evil out, whatever it is. But I really like the humanity of that movie. And I think it works best because of Gene Wilder. Later on, it's not a Gene Wilder movie, but later on, Steve Martin will also do a string of like horror adjacent movies, Man of Two Brains, for example, where they bring this humanity to something that could be horrific, and it just kind of makes everything better. And that I'm very thankful for. Anything you can get into horror and watch it with a younger generation, they don't care, and kind of making fun, as Jennifer said, like it's the most Mel Brooks movie. It's just smacks.
And it's so funny, like the Frau Blucher, thing of like, like you say that with somebody who knows what's going on, and it's funny. And I love that character too, because like the cigar, like the cigar was still warm. You find out later it's hers, and then you find out, yes, he was my boyfriend. Like it's so
Abby
funny.
Normal.
Yeah. Abby Normal, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's just it's stuff that comedy is always the first to age, so you have to do it right. If it's going to age well, and Mel Brooks is just a genius in how he ages. Some ages poorly, like a lot of his gay stuff ages poorly, but some of his, things like this are just hilarious even to this day, and will continue to be so for years and years and years. For years and years to come. And that's why I give this movie 4.999 turkey-headed monster rabbits. Just go for the 5. Just go for the 5.
No, not a 5. Not a 5.
Just
I also like that Mel Brooks always liked to challenge himself in some of his films, and the challenge with that one was to do it in black and white, and everyone said, "Oh, you can't do that. You shouldn't go backwards." Because he did that with Silent Movie too, where he went back and did a silent movie, and they were like, "You can't do that." But I saw recently someone's colorized it.
Oh,
I haven't seen the colorized version, but I'm like, why?
It would look weird. That would look so weird and gross to me, I think.
Well, you know what? I kind of want to see a bit of it. I want to see a bit of it colorized, just to see if it's kind of if they did it tongue in cheek. Because remember when Turner Classic Movies, he was colorizing a bunch of black and white movies back in the day. And sometimes they came out flesh balanced, and sometimes like Davy Lee Roth did the colors. There was like day glow colors just like glowing in the dark. I'm like, my God, I didn't know her eyes looked like that. And so I'm almost wondering if Brooks did it as like a joke. Oh, we're colorizing a bunch of old movies. Just one is going to be. And that brings us to, actually, Jennifer, you're up. What's your second movie?
Well, it's not really a movie. It's kind of more of a producer, but there's one particular one by them. So I picked Maya Deren's Meshes of the Afternoon from 1943. It's too short to be like a proper film per se, but I just love her directing style. I love the way that she does cutscenes. She's so spontaneous and creative and surrealistic, and that one really spoke to me because I wasn't familiar with her work. And when I first saw it, there's this scene where you're walking behind somebody and they look at you and they have a mirror for a face. And I have a costume that has a mirror for a face. And it was like, I found my soul sister.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's gotta be trippy.
It is. Well, and the costume that I made, that I can see through it, even though it's mirrored, reflecting back, so I can respond to people in it.
Oh, cool.
But the scene in the movie, I mean, the whole movie is just brilliantly done. I'm not going to go into any more of it. It's very surrealistic. I would highly recommend looking it up. It's not long. And she's got several others that I adore, too.
Can you say it again?
It's Meshes of the Afternoon by Maya Deren from 1943. I am probably pronouncing that wrong.
That's okay. I think
you got it right. 1943. You're right. Oh, that's not the thing you're pronouncing wrong. I'm sorry. This is fine. So, Brannick, you want to watch that one? You're saying?
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Yeah. Does it have sharks in it?
No sharks.
Sorry, Brannick.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, you watch non-shark movies?
I sometimes do. I mean, not often, but sometimes.
I don't remember any formal wall rape in that one either.
Yeah, sorry.
Formal, not informal.
Well, with some of the cutscenes, you'll find yourself in any of her works where you'll just like go through a door and then wind up popping out somewhere in Wonderland. It's like a very Narnia experience. It's fascinating the way that she puts things together.
That sounds really nice and cool.
Yeah, I think we need more arts. That'll be a great one for a high art camp if it's ever off from hiatus.
Well.
I'm guessing a no from the lab. No. How many Cthulhu's did you give this one?
That one I'd probably give a solid like 4.5, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah. It's short. I really enjoyed it. I've watched it numerous times. All of her work is fascinating, and every time you watch it, you see more nuanced things in it. It's just really interesting. But I will say it's art cinema, so if you don't want to watch art cinema, then I'd probably pass on that one.
Well, I think all of our movies are going to qualify as, well, I know my next one's qualifying as art cinema 100%. But I dig that one, and I'm not following that. So, Brannick, what's your shark movie? Let's get it out of the way.
Fine. I'll do it like everybody else. I'll join the freaking pack, and I'll do it per order.
Oh, really?
Per order.
I'm not doing it that way because I don't know when my movies came out.
Well, I looked it up, so I might as well just do it. And since you said sharks, I might as go in order to the next one, 1975's Jaws.
Jaws,
yeah. I mean, like, Of course, like duh.
Wait, Jaws or Cruel Jaws?
Just the typical regular Jaws.
Aww.
Yeah, and not Piranha, and not all the other ripoffs that came around.
3D.
No.
3D.
Not even Jaws 3D. Not Jaws 2 with the killer cool scar.
Jaws 2, also Jaws.
Well, Jaws 2, yes, TOO.
Yeah.
And then Jaws 3 with the baby.
Jaws 3 kicked some butt in the theater because it was 3D.
It was 3D. It doesn't fare well now that it's not 3D, but
no,
you know,
it doesn't, man.
But you know, it's a great story of a mom grieving her child.
It's like Bambi.
Yeah. What? Wait, what? The opposite of that, I would say. But anyway, that's not Jaws the original, the OG.
Okay, so you're doing Jaws.
I am doing Jaws, which I have. It's one of those rare ones too, where I read the book, and the book is like not as good as the movie.
Wait, the novel adaptation of Jaws is not as good as Jaws?
No, the novel that came forth first in 1974 by Peter Benchley was not as good as the movie.
Okay. Because there used to be those novel adaptations.
There is, especially for like Jaws 2, Jaws 3, Jaws 4.
Jaws 3 was a pop-out book by the way.
Jaws 4 talks about a voodoo curse on the Brody family. So that's why the sharks keep going after them. But anyway.
That's something for us to watch.
Well, just like stay on land.
Yeah, and then they go to Hawaii, and it's just
stay
wild.
Away from water. What's wrong with you guys?
I know.
Well, then they get sucked into Sharknado, though.
Yeah, it was Space Sharknado,
right?
I think is one of the Sharknados in space.
And
they bought Jason as well.
And also Leprechaun, going back to Evie's.
Right,
anyway,
so back in Jaws.
So Jaws is good, not like those movies.
Jaws is good.
Jaws is very good. Jaws is like, again, it's one of my comfort movies. Like, I've seen it a million times. I'm gonna keep seeing it a million times. I've seen it in the theater twice. Every time I've seen it in the theater, I'm like, okay, let's go back in and see it again.
Qualify that. When in the theater did you see it?
After its release.
Well, yeah, it won't be before it got released.
Yeah.
Oh, like a re-release in theaters?
I'm just saying after it's released on real film, on the film that the film that it was sent to at the Redford Theater in Detroit. If people want to come to Detroit and go to the Redford Theater was also in It Follows. So if you want to check out a very cool place to go, that would be the place, because they do show vintage and older movies on their original film. And also, to Jen, they do show silent movies. They have a silent movie festival, and they do have an organ there, which they play. They get an organist.
Nice. Very nice.
Actually, that's how they started, going off on a little tangent, is that it's the Organ Society that saved the theater because it has the original 1920s organ. And then they're like, well, we have a theater, so I guess we'll show movies now. So that's how it got started. So anyway, I saw Jaws in the theater twice. I was so excited both times. I screamed and clapped and carried on both times like a maniac. But this has always been one of my just comfort films. Everything about it is of comfort. I'm going to be writing so much of it one day because there's so much to it and so much I keep seeing every time that I see it. I could watch it a million more times and see a million more things because it is so well and in depth. And I know I've kind of joked before about International Man's Day, but it is such a quintessential male movie too, on how men are perceived in society, how they interact with each other, how they form bonds, and how they survive together.
How they blow up a shark. Yep.
Well, and face their traumas. You know, Chief Brody faces his trauma of the water to save his people and his children and his wife. So, and you did that spoiler, not I, sir. Not I.
Oh, they really do that?
uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll check that out.
5 Cthulhu's, 6 Cthulhu's, if I could.
6 if you could. Okay, we'll get
Yeah.
that's a lot of Cthulhu.
A million.
You know what's going to come up now.
Oh, yeah, it's my turn, huh?
It is. Tease.
My next film, again, we're going chronological, is the 1989 film Warlock, starring Julian Sands. I am very thankful for this movie because when it first came out, Julian Sands was just really, 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 really hot, man. And I was able to bond with that fact over my high school best friend, Brittany.
That's true. Yeah. Good for you.
Thank you. In Warlock 2, you can even see his dick.
Oh.
But you're thankful for that one, oddly enough.
No, you need a lead up.
Yeah,
you need a lead up.
God. Besides, Warlock 1 and 2 are like, it's Julian Sands. They're both together. But something I like in the original Warlock is there's a lot of old wives' tale folklore stuff pertaining to witches and warlocks. So, like, the cow's milk spoiled, so there's witchery afoot. What the old Amish man in a barn said. Or the bread did not rise. Little things like that are something I appreciate because I actually really am interested in the folklore and aspects of stuff like that. So I always like that in the first Warlock movie. But if for those who are not aware, Warlock is basically Julian Sands time travels to the future and then is just a murderous asshole because, and so another dude time travels forward to kill him or bring him back in time.
And you're like, no. Keep him here with his dick.
Well, he killed a gay guy. The first few minutes, he killed a gay guy for no reason, except for his ring.
That's a different movie.
For his ring, he killed him for the ring.
So if it was, okay, I'm a fan of horror. So like, if it's about just something like that, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, guys, like the guy is sort of starting to hit on him. He's like, "Oh, you like my ring? I'm a Scorpio. I would love to take it off and let you like see how you like it and stuff, but I broke my finger, so I can't." And so. I believe the scenes like Julian Sands starts making out with him and the guy's into it until he realizes the guy is like biting off his tongue and then cuts off his finger and then steals the ring anyway.
Okay.
I still swipe.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
I actually have not seen Warlock nor Warlock 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you should totally watch it. Again, Warlock 2, you can see his dick.
Yeah. That was basket case for me. That was basket case for me.
Basket case?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see his dick.
When he's running in that dream sequence thing?
Yes, when he's running, it's all flippity floppity.
My first penis.
Nobody you would ever know.
No, wasn't that like a Shudder Joe Bob Briggs basket case, wasn't that?
Not on Shudder, I don't think.
Or was that head case? Which is the one with Joe Pescopo?
Probably not basket case. Basket case is so low budget. That was the one with he has a twin brother named Belial who's like in a basket.
Yes.
Oh.
And there's 3 of those movies.
There are, and I've seen all of them.
Aww.
Multiple times. Anyway.
It's directed by Frank Henenlotter.
Frank Henenlotter? My God. I'm not going to make a joke. So how many Cthulhu's would you give the movie? And how many is penis?
Yes.
I would probably give the movie 4 Cthulhu's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I think there are some spots where it kind of slows down a bit or gets a little odd, but pretty good, a solid film all around. And obviously, Julian Sands is hot. He is hot, and 5-star dick.
Okay.
5-star. Okay, my God. Okay, do I have to?
Good job.
Oh, okay. Shiz.
You gotta follow that up, bro.
No, I can follow this up. No problem. Here we go.
I
The other one, dude, is Warlock 2. No. Almost was Warlock 2. No, I did like Warlock. I watched it as a kid, and I think I have to rewatch it, not for his dick. But I just remember seeing some scenes in my mind, and I'm like, oh, it's on Prime, I think. I'll actually revisit it. I am going to jump straight to, oh, yeah. I am actually quite thankful. I know this is going to be a controversial pick, but original Halloween.
Michael Myers?
Halloween 1.
Why is that controversial?
Oh, some people hate Halloween.
Really?
When I was doing a podcast with like, fuck off, and I hate all the Halloweens. F you guys.
What? Really?
And they slapped me in the face. I'm like, oh, what do you have to slap me in the face for?
And you're like, do it again. That's weird.
I'm thankful for the original Halloween because I was able to watch it, not in the theater, so I was like 3, but I was able to watch it with my dad on TV. Probably when I was like 5. So
that explains a lot.
Yeah, well, it explains why I don't remember the Faces of Death sing-along.
That is forthcoming. That's forthcoming.
Yeah. So this is before Betamax, and this is before kind of like VHS really hit anywhere. So we had to watch things on the thing called the television. And you had commercial breaks, and you just couldn't get away from them. And you can see it's like editing. So there was no nudity, there was no nothing like that. It was straight horror and suspense. And as I was staying up trying to mop the floors at night, because that's what we had to do. We had to do like chores at night. So I was like mopping the floors, and my dad would let me watch a little bit more. And then I had to wash the dishes and a little bit more. And then take out the trash. And by the way, after watching Halloween, you're like a little kid and taking out the trash, you're scared shitless.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, why am I taking the trash? What the fuck did I do?
Yeah,
and you're trying to do as fast as you possibly fucking can to get back into your safe house. Because, then you kind of think like, wait a minute. Didn't all the killing actually happen inside the fucking house? I wasn't swearing back then, so probably...
You were swearing back then. No, don't lie. Do not.
I wasn't swearing until later on. Well, I was swearing in Polish, but I didn't know it.
You don't lie to us. Polish. Okay, tell us the swear word.
Nope. Oh. No, that's actually a swear word in Polish. Nope, it's really weird. It's bizarre. It kind of means and your mother too. But so I'm seeing this, and the things that stuck with me is the babysitter, which I did have. Because I was a child, allegedly kills Michael Myers with that
knitting needle
hanger.
Oh, coat hanger.
It was a coat hanger. I thought it was a coat
hanger. It was a coat hanger.
And from then on, I would have wire coat hangers. Because
no,
in my mind, if I could just kill Michael Myers if he ever came by. So people had toys, I had coat hangers.
Mommy Dearest would be so mad with you.
You know what? Mommy Dearest might be my next horror movie. That was horrific.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. And the original John Carpenter, I love it. Michael Myers is still human. I love it. I'm going to give this one 5 out of 5 Cthulhu's. Boom!
Nice.
Says it. Bamzo. And with that said, Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer's in your third movie.
Yep. So my third movie is Bruce Campbell's Army of Darkness from 1992.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
That was one of my father's all-time favorite films. And so I'm thankful for it because it reminds me of him. And it's a great movie. And it's memorable. I mean, it's definitely in its own category.
Boomstick.
Bruce Campbell is he's too much.
Smart. Yeah.
Job as smart. And again, in Michigan. We have
absolutely.
Things.
Yeah. These are all the things that still are iconic because we're quoting the movies. Even if you hadn't seen the movie, you still quote them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is beyond belief.
Fact or fiction?
Yeah. Now, Jennifer, did we lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, thank God, because your video froze up. That's what I didn't know if it was.
Yeah, nope, I'm still here. As far as Cthulhu's, though, I will admit, like, I always found the ending kind of lacking on that one.
Okay, which ending? Which
They had
ending?
two different ones.
Because there are two different.
Did it?
Okay, I think I've probably only seen one of them then.
Okay. Which one did you see?
I saw the one in S-Mart. I'm not going to go into more detail with that.
Okay.
There's another one after that?
Yes.
There is the alternate one. Yeah.
There is an alternate
Is
one.
the alternate one better?
Honestly, no. I actually like the S-Mart one better.
I like the S-Mart one in some ways, and then in other ways, like, it just kind of leaves me, like, wanting more.
The other one is, like, kind of a sadder one.
Oh.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like they're leading it up to continue the series. So
yeah,
which they didn't do.
If you ever get a chance, listen to all of Bruce Campbell's autobiography. He's plural now. He actually goes into the issues of Army of Darkness and how they had to like F it. That's why the endings look the way they end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know it, and I do love Army of Darkness too as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and it spawns not just so much the Evil Dead, but Army of Darkness spawns Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have that series.
Yep.
With him and Lucy Lawless and
And it's so good, so good.
Pedro, yeah,
It's so good.
I love it. So, given all this, given the masterful depth of it, what's your ultimate score?
I'd probably give it a 4.5.
Damn, that's good. I love it. I love it. I wish we could actually do like a movie marathon of all our favorite movies, and just kind of like.
That would be great, and you guys would hate me.
Yeah. Okay, so what's this Nazi having a sharp laser head for? Like what?
Yep, basically. That would be.
Good God, why?
Or like the shit that we watch on Carnage à Trois.
Those are your favorite movies?
No, I'm just saying, like those are usually my picks. Although Intruder was very good. Talking about Bruce Campbell. Anyway,
no. Which one was Intruder?
The one with they're at the supermarket and
there's an intruder.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell appears like in 5 seconds, and his friends like in the rest of the movie. Okay,
Yes.
But hey, it had Ted Raimi, and he stole the fucking show.
He did.
He did. He was great. I love him.
Yeah. I admire Intruder because you can see the Raimi, although they didn't direct it, you can see the Raimi use of various camera dollies. And
also, like, just the different shots that they do.
Yeah.
Like, because that's one thing that I always love from Raimi is that he wasn't afraid to take really crazy shots that just... Huh?
Because he was poor.
Well, yeah, because he was poor, but also... I know that, but still, like, some some people just don't take those shots anymore, and it's sad.
That is true. It's weird because we have Raimi, you always have these wonderful risk-taking shots, and then J.J. Abrams, you always have
the glares.
Sun flare, yeah.
Yeah, the sun flares. Yep.
So some of us have different trademarks, that's all.
Yep.
So is this... Wait.
It's my turn.
I was like, Intruder is your movie?
No. So my movie, and I might be stealing from somebody else's. I don't know. We'll see. The next one goes from one aspect to another. I'm going to be calling upon the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No, you son of a bitch!
I knew that. I knew it.
I'm protesting. You don't talk about Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Bro, I can sing all the fucking songs.
You can tell what you're thankful, and I can tell why I'm thankful.
No, I'm not thankful no more.
Okay, we can both be thankful.
I'm boycotting in the restroom. You talk to yourself.
All right, you can have shock therapy. You can have shock therapy. I'll take.
I've never seen shock therapy.
Well, they have some catchy. They do have catchy music.
Songs.
Yeah,
they do.
The plot is really fucking weird in it, though.
Well,
Rocky Horror.
Yeah. Anyway, so Yeah. Stick your tongue out at me. I don't care, bro. All right. So, yeah, Rocky Horror is my next pick in chronological order because it actually came out the same year as Jaws did. Just a month later, apparently. So, and again, it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. Now, Rocky Horror was always associated with Halloween because basically what would happen is every Halloween I would go out trick-or-treating. I would come back. Rocky Horror would be playing because it always played, I guess, at the same time every year. And me and my parents would watch it to a part. And then my mom would be like, and guess what? It's the end. Now it's time to go to bed. So I literally didn't know until I was an adult that Rocky Horror continued on after a certain part.
What was the part?
After Meatloaf dies. So I was like, oh, okay. That's the end of the movie, I guess. And then later as an adult, I'm like, wait, is this extra footage?
This whole other 45 minutes?
Wow, this whole other movie? Oh, this makes a lot more sense of how this ended. So, yeah. So, and there's more songs too. Interesting. So, yeah, it was basically kind of at that point. I also, too, remember as a young child, you get to the point when Frankenfurter and Brad, have adult cuddle times, and it's the aftermath of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking as a child, wait, what? And
that is sort of rapey, though, because
but he does find out. They both find out very quickly, actually.
That's true.
Very quickly. And then they're like, all right, well, just don't tell the other, And, but again, it's kind of like a quintessential thing, especially as like a young queer of like, wait, what? I think a lot of us that was possibly one of the first times in media that something like that was shown to us or was like kind of accepted. Like this whole hodgepodge of all kinds of like gender and sexuality and, this whole thing, because, you have these two characters that are they're listening to Republican radio, for Christ's sake, on the way there, And their lives get kind of like twisted around in all this. And I think for a lot of us, too, is like that was kind of the thing is like there's this thing that is not the same or is not like what I see around me. And then you see this where it's like bright and full of energy and maybe these characters are flawed, maybe these characters, have problems and things like that, but they are characters and they have sympathy and they have, desires and thoughts and like me.
People like me. Yeah.
And, and it's funny for as much as, because I was very sheltered growing up, my parents would like take bits and pieces like, makes you shiver within to say it, patient, and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting that it did kind of like worm its way into not modern society, but,
it's cult.
It is cult, but I don't know, it's like even beyond cult because you talk to people who shouldn't be affected by it or shouldn't know of it, and they do, and it's like it's something so interesting. Well, and I say interesting as like a queer thing or, something so counterculture becoming culture is just really fascinating to me. And that was like kind of the first aspect of it in my experience.
Yeah, I was able to rent it. I first time I saw it, I rented it. I was probably 7th, 8th grade, I think. And so they have it in a video store where I grew up. That's how like it got through. Because this way, in 1992, we first heard of this new band called Guns N' Roses. Although they had an album out like in '88 or something like that, right? We get music later, years later. We were getting Metallica tapes. We had to get Metallica through recordings of people's concerts. Record a Metallica concert and somehow get it out there. And anything that was in the style came out a year or two later by us. So it's a lot of that time warp thing where even today, my mom does not have high-speed internet. Not because she doesn't want it. There's no structure for it. There's just like no structure for it. She can't even get cable. There's no structure for it.
Wow.
High-speed internet, cable internet.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're driving through, your Sirius XM stops working, your cell phone has like 0 bars. It's that. And cow plot bingo, whatever it is. But to have Rocky Horror there, it kind of speaks to its longevity and how it could push counterculture in several different ways, where people just see like the lips or something like that, and they don't watch the movie. So like, okay, we'll leave it on the shelf. If anyone actually saw that, it'd probably been like a protest mass burning.
Yeah. Right.
And I know it might have spoken to you differently. I like the movie because I'd admit this. Susan Sarandon was sexy as fuck. And I might have wore the tape thin in some places.
They're all sexy as fuck. I'm sorry, but they all are. Everybody was in their freaking prime. Tim Curry in those fishnets.
I tried to be Frankenfurter one year for almost a Christmas. Jesus Christ.
And a happy new year.
For Christmas, and they're like, get the hell out of my house. I'm not in your house, Jesus. My house. But that's when I figured out I can't wear fishnets because I just shred them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I figured out how hard it is. I know. But I really did enjoy. I had to watch it twice. The first time I watched it, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, how is this a good movie? I don't remember who recommended it to me. Like, how is this a fucking thing? And then the second time I watch it, it becomes addicting. Like, okay, it's Zoolander now. The first time you watch it, like, why is this a fucking thing? And then also you're quoting it left and right?
Yeah.
So I do appreciate we can appreciate the same movies for different reasons.
Absolutely.
And even though one of us literally has a tattoo of Rocky Horror Picture Show on his fucking body.
Okay.
But I'm glad you picked it for your special guest.
I mean, you can pick it too. I mean, fine.
That I love it because it just shows that sometimes we're thankful for the same movies too.
Yeah. Absolutely. It brings us closer together as people.
And that way you can give it a 5 and I don't have to.
Yeah, I do give it a 5.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna keep it soft on us. Give it like 5s, like left and right.
Like I'm just gonna tell you right now, the rest are 5s. So
that's right. Oh, not mine. I'm gonna be cruel now.
Oh,
okay.
Cruel Jaws.
Cruel Jaws. Honest to God, I really like Cruel Jaws.
I do like Cruel Jaws too.
It
was fun.
Just because it knows what it is. It knows it's an almost word for word rip off of Jaws.
Except for that one time that it ripped off the music from Star Wars, I think.
Star Wars. Dun, dun, and then it catches itself and it's okay, lawsuit.
It was so good. Yeah. Anyway.
Hulk Hogan. Italian Hulk Hogan.
So good.
Okay, Buddha Princess. What's your number 3?
Okay. So, my number 3 is the English remake, obviously, of the 2004's The Grudge.
Oh.
Wait.
The English?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is that the one with the dude from Star Trek?
What?
No, 2004, not 2020. 2004.
Okay. That was 2020 that dude from Star Trek did it? Oh my God.
I think so.
COVID timing has gone to hell. Okay, so 2004. Got it.
Yes. So basically, what happened is this was
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar is in it.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes.
Okay.
My mother took me to the movie theaters, and that's when we started to like really go out and hang out and stuff. And I will never forget that time. I started hiding my fucking head and her side because of that one scene with the blankets. And my mom was like, hey, Evangeline, she's under the blanket. She's under the blankets. And I like looked up to tell her to stop. And she just sort of turned my head. And then I started screaming.
Hey, for this movie, you better watch it.
And you're thankful for this.
Well, besides the fact that it was family fun time, it did kind of put me on my craze for like J-horror and stuff. And my mom and I both kind of started looking into that. Like we rented a bunch of Asian horror movies. It wasn't just Japanese. It turned into Korean. It turned into Thai, some Chinese, like... I think eventually it kind of leached over to Swedish and Filipino. We can watch movies from all over the damn place, bro.
Apparently so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
from China to Sweden.
Yes. I think there was a couple French in there too. Except my mother will not watch cannibalism movies with me. She just draws the line at that.
Fair enough.
There's so many to pick.
Yeah.
There really are. Like,
there are a lot.
There's a fuck ton of cannibalism movies, bro.
Yeah, especially in the 70s.
Oh, I usually watch more recent ones, but then again,
you don't like the Italian ones.
I don't like the Italian. No, sorry,
I know you know.
Fucking Bob. Bob ruins every Italian movie.
He does. He does.
Yeah. There's a, what was it, the grave in the middle of the house, or what was the movie called?
Oh, I know what you're trying to say,
Graveyard in My Kitchen. Or some shit.
Graveyard in My Toilet.
Yeah, and basically the movie's okay, except for
Bob.
Kid.
For Bob.
Kid name's named Bob, and just horrible. It's just I think
it was the dubbing though. I think it was the dubbing. The dubbing's really bad.
The dubbing is really bad for Bob, and I think Bob was actually doing his own dubbing though.
Because he talks like this, it is just so annoying.
Yeah, but he's that way in another movie. I think we're watching a movie that was fucking Bob again.
Which I don't want to. Okay,
Manhattan or something was another movie I saw which fucking Bob showed up.
Bob is just. It was the 70s. They had Bob.
Yeah. So, how many Cthulhu's do you give the remake? Well, not the remake. I guess it would be the remake of the original Grudge, which is not the remake of the original Grudge.
Oh my god.
What year?
I would probably give it a solid 4, 3.5, 4.
Oh, God. Every time you say that, I want to do the joke like, I'll give you a solid 4. Or 3.5, 4. But then Brannick blows the whistle and we get lost.
I do. I have a kazoo and I blow it. It's a kazoo.
So, solid 4, that's not bad. It's a solid 4. So, solid 4 launched you into an exploration of all this JK PS horror, like
JK
horror,
JK horror, LOL.
Whoa.
I dig that. I can dig that. Okay. Then for my number 3, since it's not Rocky Horror Picture Show no more, it's gonna be it's all good. Alien. The original, because it made me sleep with my hand over my face until I was like, I don't know, what day is it today? Yeah.
It's so good.
Still effing doing it, because I'm afraid a face hugger is going to get me if I don't.
Well, they will.
They probably will. Oh, bro. It's such a good movie. 1 second.
Yeah. So we have the stromo, everything is being typed out. It's still sci-fi. It's got that 2001 vibe to it for a spacecraft, but in the end, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. Jesus, man. It's just a family movie.
No.
Oh yeah.
I interviewed him, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I think.
Nice.
Did I? I don't remember anymore.
I don't fucking remember anymore.
I did I not? I actually, honestly, God, don't remember. Yeah, but you have that crazy, batshit crazy designs that are horrific and completely original. They are the absolute. I mean, Simon says Voodoo Priestess is showing the art book of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the visceral. It's the one person against the world, and it can pop up from your stomach.
Oh, it's like childbirth. It's like,
well, child, if it can spew acid.
And again, Mel Brooks has a great joke about it in Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, absolutely. David Helmut. It's one of those items where even if none of the movies came after Alien, it was just that one movie. So it spawned a whole universe, spawned role-playing games, spawned Alien Isolation, and spawned a bunch of other stuff. But it's what happens, what goes wrong when one person tries to do the right thing and gets overruled. Alien could have been like 15 minutes long if they just listened to Ripley.
Yeah,
trying to do the right thing.
She was in her underwear. They should have listened to her.
Oh, and that was actually one of the first times you can kind of see Sigourney Weaver as a sex symbol.
Because
oddly.
Her bush?
No, she's in her underwear, Evie. Jeez Louise.
Hell, what were you watching?
Yeah. This isn't Resident Evil 2.
No. But when I saw Alien, I also saw Ghostbusters at the theater. So I had to make the connection that she was the same person.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you're right.
They all look like Danzig covers to me now.
Those are dicks inside asses.
Don't call fucking Danzig a dick inside an ass. We'll get sued for that shit. Sorry, Mr. Danzig. I love your music, sir. I do not think you're a dick inside of an ass. If anything, you're an ass inside of a dick.
This one's just a dick inside a vagina, I think.
Okay, so are we using this on the YouTube? Apparently we're demonetized.
We can't. Yeah, no, we can't use anything.
Good job, Evie.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, you can just take that part out. Like,
good job, Evie.
Can't you just?
Nope.
Physically, no.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
They don't do separate videos?
Nope.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Now I feel bad.
Video. I'm not even recording the video.
Oh.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know that.
I thought you were just joking to get Evie. Like, no, not recording the video because we don't know how much power some of our Wi-Fi is going to have.
Oh, you know, my Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi is not great.
No, although your videos make me want to get the fucking the fireplace channel now.
The Yule log.
The Yule log.
It's got like the candle going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all that said, even though it is like life-altering scary for me, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 Cthulhu's.
Yeah, you should. As you should. I would beat you if you didn't.
Yeah, so absolutely. It's not the thing that got me into horror, but it's the thing that keeps me going.
It's incredible. It's an incredible movie. And sequel. The one sequel.
Oh, Aliens.
One day. Oh, I thought Brannick was talking about our
show. Sequel. Yes, our podcast sequels.
Yeah, come listen to our podcast sequels coming out 1 year.
Yeah, we have so many recorders so far. We can do like one a day. We just release them, and I cannot believe we actually got Neil Diamond to do
we do
the music.
Yeah, he's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. he demanded to be on it. I was like, I'm paying. Like, no, I'm paying you to be on it. I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah, he wrestled us for it. Like, we were like, please no. And he's like, I'll wrestle you if you don't. And we're like, oh, I guess this is what we're doing now.
Yeah, I want to say I let him win, but, that Jell-O gets very slippery.
But he had to try on the sunglasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't see that, please. And that's when we got him.
That's when we got him.
And that goes back to number 4 for Jennifer. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is The Stepford Wives from 2004.
Ooh.
The remake?
Yeah.
Oh.
The remake. The 2004 one. I love that movie. That actually made it up and bumped Joe versus the Volcano out of my number 1 movie slot.
Ooh.
Which Joe versus the Volcano is, kind of hit or miss with a lot of people, but there's a lot of psychological exploration behind the scenes in that one that people kind of overlook. But I love The Stepford Wives. I love how cheeky it is. And I love that Midler's character. I mean, it's the way the interactions happen between everybody as they start to figure out what's going on and then the decisions that they have to make. The only thing that it has going against it is that I'm not a huge Matthew Broderick fan, and Matthew Broderick is in his full-on Matthew Broderick zone.
So is he Ferris Bueller, or is he killing people by driving over them?
Woof. Woof. Too soon.
I will.
Or is he Godzilla-ing it?
Godzilla with roller skates, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Music Manning. He's a remake of Music Man as well, which is a remake of itself because it's already a remake from.
Or Deck the Halls.
I really I thought we were talking about Matthew Lillard. I'm like, and Scooby Doo. No, that's Matthew Lillard. So going back to Stepford Wives, so it's kind of like a limiter for you for that reason, then, right?
Yeah. I'll only give it 3.5 Cthulhu's for that reason.
Oof.
Okay. It's not bad, though.
Fair enough, yeah.
That's the highest
It's fun.
thing that Voodoo ever did before.
I find it very interesting because a lot of the time when I hear people talk about the Stepford Wives, they kind of shit on the remake and then are purist on the original. So I find it really interesting that you prefer or you really like the sequel. Why do I keep calling it sequel? Original.
The remake. Well, I like
Remake.
the remake because I really like the humor in it.
Yeah, I do too. For some reason, whenever I think of it, I just think of that one scene where it's like, Ed, you're better at sex than me. Don't deny it. I never did. I don't know why, but that's what I always think of, like Nicole Kidman's delivery of that.
Why?
The deadpan. Just.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman is super funny. I mean, you get her with the right director and she's super, super funny.
Now, why is it super, super funny? What's Nicole Kidman's thing? What's her role in this one?
She is the lead, the lead female role who's kind of navigating the role that she's supposed to play in this new world that they've moved into.
Okay. So she's playing herself.
Well, she basically was the breadwinner and they moved into a neighborhood that's more old-timey fashions where she should not be the breadwinner. She should be the bread maker.
Yeah.
Wait, but Stepford's Wives, I can't even say it today. But that's actually, you can say that line and people know it's the cookie cutter, right? This is Betty Crocker.
Oh, yeah. It's everything Epcot gone horribly awry.
Right.
Going back to the 1950s and then, but not.
Yeah, no, I actually, that is kind of scary and I can see that, I can kind of dig it.
I like the do-si-do scene.
See, did he have like a trumpet? Because I think that's Music Man you're thinking of.
No.
Okay, so back to the other Matthew Barrett. Okay, so how many Cthulhu's?
3.5.
3.5. That's not the other.
Because Matthew Broderick is in it.
Right. He Matthewed it up.
Yes.
Too much of Matthew. All right. Okay, 3.5. That's pretty good. Okay, now Brannick.
Yes.
What's your number 4?
All right. I hope that I get to steal this from somebody too, because I know my number 1 is gonna not steal from somebody. So, oh wait, did I? No, I think so. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so my next one is going to be Beetlejuice.
That's a good one. Yep. I love that movie.
Was it really something you'd chosen?
Yes.
Was it really?
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Again,
you need to go first next time.
Yeah. Forget the special guest. Jim's going first. Always.
Me first. Me first now. So Beetlejuice is. See, I said it twice, so I got to be careful.
I know.
Is a good movie. Well, yeah, of course it's a good movie. People love it. It's a great movie. It's funny. It's scary. It is endearing and charming. What it was for me growing up is because I did not enjoy horror growing up. I know a lot of people find that surprising. I was a very scared and neurotic child.
Sorry.
Growing up, looking into wells and drawing, juice boxes, or things like that. I was a sensitive child. I did not like horror. And this was one of those movies that I actually did really like and really kind of connect with. Of course, because of the scene of the dinner scene. But because of the love between oh my gosh. I cannot speak.
Dina Davis?
Dina Davis.
Yes, I remember Dina Davis. I had a crush on her.
Yeah. I swear, I'm not even drinking this one. But the love between the two people of Gina Davis's character and Alec Baldwin's character is very sincere, is very sweet. Their love of Winona Ryder's character is very sweet and very real. It has so many good actors and actresses in it. Michael Keaton, of course, is amazing. Catherine O'Hara is just so funny. The music by Danny Elfman. I mean, like, how can you go wrong? It's just like, it's amazing. Directed by Tim Burton. It's a solid hit. But again, like, there's this great scene, and a lot of movies get this wrong, I feel, because there's this scene where Winona Ryder's character wants to commit suicide because she wants to be a ghost with them. And they're like, no, you have to live your life. You have to live your life, and we're always going to be here for you because we love you. And we don't want that to stop you from that. Like, we are not going to be selfish in that respect. And it's funny because I've seen so many other movies with the absolute opposite result of that. And the opposite expectations of that. So it's like, it is such a genuine love, and it's hard to find that in movies in general.
Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Yeah, the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Shut up. Ghost and Mr. Chicken. How about that? Anyway, but the Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
So, is it?
Yes, it's got Don Knotts in it.
Oh, goddamn it.
That was another one from my childhood that used to scare the shit out of me.
And this is what Evie's going to go, who's Don Knotts?
Oh
no,
my
I know who Don Knotts is. He was in the Andy Griffiths.
Yes. He was in a lot of things, but he was...
I was thinking of Don Rickles.
No.
I'm like, he was not in Andy Griffith. He was in Aunt May a couple times, allegedly.
But also with this movie, it shows you, because there's that tremendously wonderful scene of them changing into their ghost selves of, like, incredible claymation.
The little eyes on their fingers.
The little eyes and the fingies and stuff like that. It's tremendous. It's great. But as a child, it taught me that sometimes even if things do look scary, they're not scary. That, these are actually, not terrible things. These are just two people that are trying to get the best out of their world and trying to kick out Catherine O'Hara. Toby, well, no, she's great. I invited her to live with me, and she said no. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Just haunt me later on.
Yeah. But I love it's funny, it's charming, it's classic, and it continues to be even now, and I believe will continue to be so. I mean, it's great. So 5 out of 5.
Wow.
Nice.
God, this is a good one. That really was not mine. Although it made me think of all the other ones that I do want to mention, but it's like, oh, maybe it's going to be Nightmare Before Christmas, or maybe this could be is Happy Halloween Charlie Brown, or Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. That's what it is. Or maybe it's going to be Ghostbusters, or maybe it's going to be Night of the Living Dead. It's going to be mine. And honestly, between the color versus the black and white one, that will split the difference. But it was the last movie played every night before the kids, back in my day, TV stations went off the air. And they'll play those little, they'll play the trumpets, the bugle, the flag thing. And
the national anthem thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, they play the national anthem.
Yeah. With trumpets for me. I don't know why. Maybe I was just doing taps.
Oh, that's weird that it did the trumpets.
But before it went off the air, it was always Night of the Living Dead. And so I saw that movie. Probably it's the most watched horror movie for me, just out of watching TV every night, because I had night shift.
Interesting.
And just trying to chill after Letterman. So it is a movie where they show racism, they show all sorts of discovery things, and of course it freaked the crap out of part of my family members because it is a scene where they're named similarly. I love the monster not in the house type thing, but kind of like the boarding up against the world, trying to really hunker down. And then who was a real monster? People are, of course, right? The actors, if I remember correctly, George Romero really wanted the guy, the black man, to be the actor because he wanted it that way. He wanted it that way. He wanted to show the racism of it. And that was not a popular decision, but he kind of got his way. Thankfully so. And that gives us a whole genre of besides Romero's movies, Day of the Living Dead, Night of the Dawn, whatever it is. But he goes on and on. But also Shaun of the Dead comes from it. And we got more other zombies, all the Netflix zombies. Walking Dead spawns from it. Not really because Spawn is McFarlane. But we have all these things that we are thankful for. And it's really a horror conscious movie. It's like an activist movie, which I can always appreciate. Where Poltergeist really, where it wasn't, and Exorcist sort of wasn't.
Well, I think a lot of horror does come from political unrest, horror and comedy. There's a lot of times where people use horror as that vehicle and that voice, because it is kind of a safe way to present that, and it's a way that a lot of times people will feel that that like you said, an us versus them, the claustrophobia of that. It's especially when you're an independent,
and it can show the racism by shooting a guy you think's a zombie. Not because he's black, but you think he's the undead. Mm-hmm. That's why we kill people. We're trying to be safe. Definitely racial. Yeah, we see that, and it's not. I mean, it even sort of lays the field for the trope where, for Candyman later on. It's a stepping stone.
Oh yeah.
For Mr. Tony Todd there. So that is something I'm not going to give it 5 out of 5. This is a 4.5 for me, by the way. Either version, the colorized or the black and white, 4 out of 5. Cthulhu's. Boom. Oh, that means we only have one left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, didn't you skip me?
Yeah, totally skipped
God. Like, didn't fire you.
Oh shit, I got fired. Damn it.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, we skipped an order. I'm so sorry. Voodoo Priestess,
it's
number
fine.
4.
It's fine, bruh. But number 4 came out in 2005. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever. And
Bad
stuff.
Biology?
No. Noriko's
Did you
Dinner.
say Bad Biology is your favorite horror movie ever before?
I said it's one of my favorite horror movies. Anyway,
What is it?
Noriko's Dinner Table. Yay.
Yay!
No, Noriko's Dinner Table. It's completely different.
Yay!
It was done by... crap, I know this dude is a popular dude.
This is my favorite movie in the whole world. It was done by... What's his fucking name again?
It's that guy that does movies.
Sion Sono or something? Sion Sono?
Sure.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes, but
I approve.
he's a popular Japanese director. Anyway, it's one of my favorite movies ever. And when I was in high school or junior high or whatever that time was when I saw this movie, it meant a lot to me. So I'm very thankful for its existence.
I am... hi, Jim Phoenix. HauntedMTL.
Hi.
My question is, did you see it in the theater in high school, or is it like a rental for you in high school?
It was a rental. You see, back in the day, Netflix has this system where it sends you DVDs in the mail.
Oh my God.
We got the DVD part. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah. They still do that, and you can still get like really obscure DVDs sometimes that aren't available for streaming sometimes.
Or if you're like out in the country, they'll still do it. like Jim's mom.
Maybe.
Which is the only time that's appropriate for a punchline. Nah?
Shh.
You know, Jim's mom. Like, wait, what? No, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, they don't have a DVD player yet. But, you know, if Netflix...
But when she does, when she gets out of the Betamax space, she'll be the coolest kid on the block.
Yeah.
She at least moved beyond laser discs.
Yeah. That was always like...
And Super 8s.
Super 8s are dang good. So Voodoo Priestess... You saw this when it first was released, or is this something you said from Netflix? Was this like an older movie for you?
So 2006, I would have seen it around the time it got released on DVD. Okay,
okay, I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
So you were at least in high school in 2006.
Oh, I don't know. God damn it! Why are you making me do math, bro?
What year did you graduate?
I don't know.
You don't need to say anything. You don't need to say anything.
You don't know where you graduated?
You don't need to say anything. Let's continue on. How many Cthulhu's? I forget.
I would straight up give it a 5 out of 5 because I'm biased.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. If anything below, if this is your favorite movie, you're like, I give it a 3. I'm like, really? You just said it's your favorite world of the whole wide world.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Yeah, I would say that she would do that though.
Hey, I said that this one meant the most to me. It's like, it's in one of my comfort film lists. You know,
that's cool.
Yeah.
And why? Why? Just give me one reason why.
Oh, it was very relatable.
Because sushi was killing people in your place?
Dead sushi is not Noriko's Dinner Table.
It would always be that movie for me. You know that, right?
Thank you.
I have nothing else to base it on besides sushi dinner table. Well, one day, instead of like slogging through whatever Tom Hanks, although the Burbs is pretty damn good, by the way. Whatever Tom Hanks movie we're going to do for like Captain Jack Gets You High. Oh, that's Billy Joel's song. No, Brad, what was the last movie we saw for Carnage Trois.
The vampire.
Oh God, it is the
gathering.
vampire one.
Vampire Gathering.
Vampire Gathering.
Wait, we saw Vampire Gathering?
Were you
Don't act like it's a thing. It's not a thing.
Were you thinking of Paganini?
Yeah, Paganini's.
Paganini horror.
Yeah, Panini horrors. I was completely lied to. I thought it was about cooking show, and it was not.
Is
Okay.
Paganini horror.
Now that we got the order correct, Jennifer, what's your fifth movie? Now that I got the order back.
My fifth movie is 1917 from 2019.
All right, so 1970, which is not the John Belushi 1941 from 1988.
No.
Is that a Stephen King adapted film?
No, that was directed by Sam Mendes.
Oh, okay.
Is this the war one?
Yes, and it was very good, and it really, it came out and then sort of like showcased itself as an atrocities of war kind of movie,
right,
which it very much is, but it's shot in a very cinematic way that speaks to the horror genre.
Is it the one-shot movie? Like it's in one take?
It acts as though it was done in one take, but there's like these sort of holes in the narrative, and it was based on his grandfather's stories from the war, and you kind of get the impression that there were kind of some holes in that narrative too. So it flows very much like you imagine his grandfather telling the story and the adventure therein, and all of the horror that went with it.
I see.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a absolutely beautiful and terrifying film in its own way.
Yeah, and that came out, you said
2019.
19. Oh, wow. So you got to see it in the movie theaters?
Yes.
Before times we had theaters still.
Yes, back when theaters were still open.
What are theaters?
Captain Walker. Yes. So, okay, is this going to be more, you said it's beautifully shot. How's the sound on it? How's the soundtrack? How's the scoring?
I thought it was well done. It didn't stand out to me as being all that odd or anything. Like it really did feel like very much an immersive experience. I think that's what I appreciate about it, and that's why I listed it among the movies that I'm thankful for, because I liked that kind of immersive storytelling quality.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be more of a big screen thing, or like I said last time, if you can see Nosferatu with the theater, it'd be awesome. But if you see it kind of like one of the home video versions, not as.
I think you at least need surround sound on this one.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I know there's a lot of stuff like oh my god, it's like I'm right here, but then we're like, if you watch it on your phone, it's like, oh, it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it's not going to translate well to that.
Okay. See, I dig that, and it shows that there's still a place for actually going to the theater and really immersing yourself there, and getting, supporting AMC theaters, especially if you're in the United States. AMC, I can't say enough about them. Not that I have a financial stake in AMC right now, but it's worth checking them out.
Safely.
I heard they're going to come back.
Safely.
Yes.
Yeah, always use a condom.
Yeah, absolutely. All over your body, really.
A body
and a mask.
Condom, Leslie Nielsen style.
It's more like a chair condom.
Yes. Well, I'd rather put it on me. I'd rather put it on myself, because it's more than just the chair. Like, I'm walking around.
This is getting really kinky, y'all.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then you got to get the popcorn with the like heart attack inducing movie theater butter, whatever that stuff is.
Put a condom on that.
I put it in my booth. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%. Okay, so this is something that is the horrors of war. It's not Merry Christmas, Mr. Merry Christmas, Mr.
Rogers.
No. Mr. Oh, fuck. What was that boy? It's a boy movie. Merry Christmas, Mr.
Poppins?
No.
Santa?
Penguin?
Mr. Lawrence.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, which also does the horrors of war rather well. And it's got bullying. But I do miss the it's the time. It's a time of war. We've had people. I'm teaching students right now who've never known anything but war.
Even though we've been in it?
Because we've been in it. Like I'm saying, the world has always there was no lull of peace.
Oh, I see.
They were born during major conflicts.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of ongoing. So I think that's just the type of movie that people need now, just to really put a lens on it.
Well, and I think that's the other thing I appreciated about it, because so many war films glorify it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this one very much doesn't. I mean, at the end, you just feel like you've gone through this whole futile experience, and you're just like, but why?
Mm.
And that was also part of what resonated.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And you're giving this one...
I'm going to give this one 4.5.
4.5, that's pretty damn good. Now, 4.5 at the theater with big surround sound, or 4.5 straight?
I would give it 4.5 at the theater with the surround sound. If you've got a good setup at home, equally probably as good. Otherwise, I'd hold off until you can see it in that context.
Yeah. You know, they're running out of films to show. We can't always have Marvel's 15th movie of the year. So, maybe we can. Well, I dig that. And I'm not going to follow that. So, Brannick. I'm getting my order correctly now. Brannick.
Yes.
What's your 5th movie, and why is it like Space Nazis Must Jaws Die?
That was very close. That was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. You opened up that can, buddy.
Damn.
Yep. I hold in my hand the last disc of the DVDs that I had as my list, and I'm looking at it, and it's very beautiful. It's got a lady, she's like screaming, and there's an explosion behind her.
Not Mad Max Furiosa. That's not a horror movie. It's not a feminist movie.
It is a feminist movie. It's a very feminist movie. But anyway, there's a surfboard and there is a chainsaw coming out of it towards the lady. And on top of this surfboard looks a very muscular, perhaps Nazi. There's no insignia on him, so we must assume that it is.
Nazis must die, really?
No, it says, I spit on your grave twice.
Oh he does have swastikas on his board, so we can safely assume he is a Nazi on his balls and on his board. And
it's more like 3 swastikas on your balls.
It's actually worn out a little bit. There's a little bit of cracking on the DVD because I have watched it so many times.
Oh my god!
And he looks very angry, and she looks very scared. And it's the director's cut.
Did you not interview the director?
I did not. I have not.
I thought you did.
That was for a different German shark movie.
Yes, there was for a different.
Fucking one German shark movie?
There's more than one Nazi shark movie.
Fuck's sakes.
That was for Sky Sharks. Sky
Sharks, which was actually the director is very kind and generous.
He was very nice, and that movie was great. And I've yet to. I did review it on Streamin Demons, and eventually I'll probably review it like written wise, to give it a little more depth, put some more meat on those bones.
Yeah.
Now that it is out in theaters, well, it was out in theaters in Germany, in its natural home country.
As Sky Sharks ought to do. So, Surf Nazis Must Die.
Surf Nazis Must Die. It is a 1987 movie.
Oh, how did I miss this one?
That is 83 minutes of pure magic, starring Gail Neely. And that's really all you need to know, because Gail Neely is the queen of this. She is incredible.
She's in all those surfing and Nazi movies.
I would love to see her as the protagonist of any Nazi movie where she kicks ass and she takes names and then kills those names, because that's what happens. But it's a wonderful movie. I have written a tremendously long review about it. It is my magnum opus. You can go on HauntedMTL and find that. I talk in great length about basically the rise of neo-Nazism in America and its effects on African Americans, and I don't get too much into surfing now.
I was going to ask, who would win, surf Nazis or Jaws?
Jaws.
I mean, the creatures. Who would win?
Jaws.
So
Jaws.
So why not
Surf
have
Nazis has a lady killing people, not a dinosaur.
No, the Nazis killed people. See, the thing is that the Nazis brutally murdered her son. Oh. And she's a senior. See, this is great because the protagonist of the film, Mama Washington, Eleanor, Mama Washington.
All right.
She is a senior Black woman. She's put temporarily into a nursing home because her home was demolished in an earthquake.
It's Bubba Hotep. You are doing Bubba Hotep.
No, I'm not doing Bubba Hotep.
Nazis instead of mummies.
So she's put in there. She's put in there. She obviously doesn't do well because she wants to be on her own. She's also a widow. Her husband was in the service. Her son, I believe, is a civil engineer. And they're trying to regroup, after this horrendous earthquake. Well, he is just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And the Nazis basically kill him. They murder him. And she finds out.
That's not the plot, bro.
I have to beat this out now.
Why? It's from 87. You said we could do a little.
Oh, fine. Spoil away.
Well, I'm just saying that's the lead up. And so then she has to go and seek her revenge. I didn't say how she does it, or when, or who, or what she do.
Jim just keeps doing the snappy things at you.
And he just left. All right, well, whatever. Anyway, I love this character so much that I commissioned the Stitch Keeper at the Stitch Keeper on Twitter to do a Gail Neely doll dressed as Mama Washington.
Oh,
and
nice.
She's looking at me right now. She's got a gun in her hand.
Didn't you post that?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, I did. And I still have her. She's just as cute as a button, as always. And she watches over me and protects me from Nazis.
Nice.
the surfing variety.
Yeah.
But I enjoy this film. Obviously, it's trauma. It's full of cheese. It's got surfing gangs in it. It's much like The Warriors, but with a Black female protagonist who, again, I just find it just so charming and so great that we have this protagonist that we don't usually get to see in these types of movies. And Gail Neely just pulls it and she just blows it out of the park. And I enjoy it. And there's lots of synthy good music into it. And 20 out of 5 Cthulhu's.
Nice.
We could just do whatever we want.
There.
I know. Infinity Cthulhu's.
Infinity +1 Cthulhu's. The only thing is that I wish that they would have had more Gail Neely in it. I mean, I could have just watched her all day and just ate it up. But it is such a great movie that I can probably write a dissertation or two about it.
Yeah. Only if you draw pictures with it.
Oh, I will, and I have in my whole magnum opus. And when I do my dissertation, Jim, will you be my academic advisor?
If you can afford me. Where are you again? Mom Spaghetti? If you give me some Mom Spaghetti, I'll actually do it. Yeah.
Okay. I will kneel on one knee and offer a Mom Spaghetti and say, will you please be my academic advisor?
Which is basically how Eminem got his career.
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Oh, note to self. Thin Mint creamer and Coca-Cola does not mix.
Why the hell would it? Why the hell would it?
Maple did? I thought, like, what kind of other creamer could mix with Coca-Cola?
What?
Coca-Cola is not cocoa.
No, right.
Well,
It's
Exactly.
I have a C in it. Yeah.
Jen is 100% right.
I mean, they start with COC, but there's another O in there.
There's a main ingredient missing.
I mean, yummy. Well, this tastes like ass.
Then why are you still drinking it?
Oh,
Unless you like
our-
the taste of it.
Our sponsor is
His ass?
Yeah, sponsored by ass.
It tastes great, I guess.
I had believe it or not, someone actually wanted to date me a long time ago, and
What?
they were tasting these. Menthos was a thing back then in sprees, right?
Sprees. Yeah, there are still sprees.
Yeah, she's like,
I like
oh
a good
my God.
spree.
Like the purple one, like, it just tastes like ass. You try it. I'm like, why the fuck do you say it tastes like ass? Why the fuck? A, how do you know? And B, why would you offering it to me now?
It's like the whitest kids you know, where it's like the salad that tastes like pussy. And finally the kid tries it. He's like, it doesn't taste like pussy. And the parents are like, see, I knew it. Whose pussy are you tasting?
Oh, just like
that goes back to those circumstances you always have with your friends. Where like, I think this tastes off. Here, you try it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my grandma, 100% all the time. Like, I think this milk is bad. Taste it.
Does this rancid, lumpy milk taste bad to you?
Does it taste bad to you?
I actually once drank an entire bowl of cereal with rancid milk because I poured so much sugar in there, I couldn't really tell what was wrong.
The sugar lumps?
Oh
These
god.
lumps are chewy.
There wasn't really any lumps in it. The milk itself was just rancid.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least I hadn't curled yet.
Yeah.
I took a big swig from one once and then found out that it was rancid. And I was like, oh no.
This is
It's on
what we're
the second
thankful for.
Yeah, this is what we're thankful for. Rancid milk.
You can't trust meat products, man. That's what I'm saying. You have to go vegetarian because old fruit, it just gets you high. It don't make you sick. You just get really buzzed from it because that shit ferments and it's all out.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Uh,
Not that type of doctor, but I played one on TV.
the ding ding.
I have actually. Yeah. All right, so you did Surf Nazis Must Die with a bazillion points above.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I dig it. I started fucking following that. So, Voodoo Priestess, because it is your turn.
yes.
Go for it.
Yes.
My final film was done in 2006.
Final Fantasy 2. Saw 18.
No.
I'm trying to guess. Ringu.
No.
Masashui.
Other Ringo.
No.
Oh, is it something by Ito? Wait,
Junji Ito?
Yes.
No.
What?
Museum of Terror.
Why are you guys so bad at this? I literally wrote it down for you.
Oh, you did?
I thought that was your fucking dinner. I thought it was
No.
Parmigiana?
Ong Pamana.
Oh, I
Ong
thought that was
Pamana.
like eggplant parmesan. I don't have my
Motherfucker.
glasses
It's
on.
It's not Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
No. I love that series, but
I'm pretty sure Bubba Hotep was your favorite movie.
Ong Pamana. 2006. It is a Filipino horror movie, which again has a shit ton of folklore and stuff in it, where basically there is this land that a family has inherited from their dead grandma, and they start messing around in there, like growing pot in a field and just trapezing all over the place without paying any of the respects to the duende or the encanto capre, all those people.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. because like this is something that got me really into Filipino horror. This is the gateway movie for me. Like,
who is it? Shake, Rattle, and Roll. I can do it too.
I'm gonna loop this and be my damn ringtone for you guys. Call me during class. I'm like, oh yeah.
So Shake, Rattle, Roll Filipino horror is like, it's still top tier, and everyone should go watch it. Last time I checked, it was available on Amazon Prime.
Shit, that's a real movie, Shake, Rattle, and Roll?
Yes.
It's a
I thought
movie.
I thought it was like an Elvis thing.
No. It's a series of movies.
Dude, I got like 12,000 screeners from Shudder to catch up with, okay? I don't have time to watch
I hear you're whining, yes.
New things, I know. I'm old. It takes me a while to watch them.
We discussed all this in our Prigidaire Throwdown with the hair of Jesus.
Did. You didn't listen to our Prigidaire?
Which one was that again?
Hair of Jesus.
No.
Anyway, we're on Throwdown, so if you guys want to check us
Just because our boss doesn't listen to us doesn't mean you don't.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't.
So you stop making them.
Actually, we made some. We just haven't edited it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Ang Pamana is about them going back to this old home and kind of not really paying any attention to the superstitions and stuff that happened there, and they pay the price for that. I believe
the ultimate price.
Yeah, they have like so many. Like they do have the duende, and I remember the whole learning about the tapi tapi pole thing. Then they have the kapra in the tree that gives warning about the manananggal. And it's just something that I really love watching and enjoying. It's just such a fun movie.
It's from Ang Pamanama. Didn't he do
Ang Pamana?
Ang Pamanama, the Hulk?
No, Ang Pamana is Ang Pamana, The Inheritance. That's the movie's name.
Mm. Oh. I was thinking of Ang Lee. Never mind.
Yeah, you were thinking of Ang Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name's The Inheritance? Ang Lee's names translate to The Inheritance?
The director is Romeo Candido. So, fuck off.
Candido.
Okay. So this got you into Filipino horror. Didn't we watch it? No, I might have asked you a question about Filipino horror. No, I asked you a question about Thailand horror, right?
Yes.
And you're like, dude, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm like, I don't know. You're like our Asian horror correspondent.
Yeah. You're wondering about, I think it was Korean horror. You were wondering if they all ended so depressingly.
Yes.
I thought it was Thai because they ended it happily.
Oh.
It might have been Korean as well because it's like, yeah, it was fucked up, man.
They end pretty depressing.
Yeah.
Usually.
Have you ever seen TLT Sisters? I love that movie.
Oh, yes. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Did it have like 100 candles you had to blow out first?
No, that's just...
I mean, that's not funny, Jim.
Yeah. The maybe Mexican movie, we're not really sure yet. So.
Jury's still out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jed. These are all like past Streamin Demons.
Voodoo reviewed a movie called 100 Candles. It's like, it might be. She thinks it's Mexican, but it's not. But it's actually.
It's a Japanese thing, but it isn't in Japan. I think it's Mexico. I don't remember any of their names. Like, do you remember anything of this movie?
It had candles in it.
Yeah,
a lot of candles.
Candles. There's 100
We have candles here.
We do.
You do.
Oh, I should tell a story and blow them out and try to get the ghost.
That's what I've been doing.
Oh.
Okay, so how many Cthulhu's are you going to from Voodoo?
I told you I loved it, and it was like a deep.
Between the two.
It's gonna be another 5.
Oh my god! You've been hiding all these 5.0 movies on us?
Basically, yes.
Motherfucker, man. All right. Which is actually great because this allows people, and we do get a lot of fan mail for this. Oddly enough.
What?
Yeah, We do. For Streamin Demons especially, we do, because we get the people who say, thank you, I was going to watch that movie and I won't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Honestly, guys, like, oh, we're going to watch this movie. And we watched a different movie instead. Or I didn't know if I should watch this movie, and now we are.
Oh.
So it happens both ways. If we
Is it all from my mom? She listens to it sometimes.
Oh, well,
has anyone said that they watched the movie while listening to Streamin Demons?
Oh.
No, but we used to do a Crenage Trois, and I have not released any more of those yet.
You should. We've done a shitload of them, Bo.
I know. I'm trying to find where we
What is
left off
Bo?
on that one. And one of the listeners were like, "It's just you guys talking about a movie I'm not watching." I'm like, "Well, yeah, we 3, 2, 1 it, so we can all watch it together."
We can watch it together.
Yeah, and then some people have done that. I believe 1 or 2 people have written out that they actually did it. It was kind of fun for them to do.
Yay!
To watch a movie with us, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good. Okay, so all right. Oh shit, am I up? Okay.
Yeah, you're the last one, I think.
Yeah.
The last one. Now,
Bring us home.
Yeah, bring us home. I know there's a lot of movies I used to show in class. I used to show Dale and Tucker versus Evil in class because it's epic,
so good.
but I'm not doing that one.
Oh.
I'm going to show Train to Busan in class this year.
That's so good.
That one. The movie I am most thankful for. Bathsheba, Search for Evil on the T&E channel. That's right. I'm picking the T&E channel special, part 1 and part 2, Bathsheba, Search for Evil. It's only on T&E. And if you're not in Canada, I can't help you. Google it or something like that. But it is the story behind the Conjuring story with the Perron family. And they get their own area or their own arena to discuss stuff. And it's kind of spearheaded by Andrea Perron, who actually does have House of Lightheart. She has 3 books about her experiences in the Conjuring house and just in life in general, and they're all wonderful reads.
Real quick, Jim, didn't you already do this for Streamin Demons once?
Yeah, but I can still be thankful for it.
Okay.
It's not like a brand new movie I need to find out. It's the most thankful one, right?
Yeah, it's his whatever he wants to do.
That's right.
Besides, Fox Human already took the other with the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You stole something from him.
Although this this was always my number 1 pick.
Oh, really?
Straight out, I'm so thankful for it. Not only am I thankful to be able to watch the 2-part series, Bathsheba, Search for Evil, only on T&E, of course, but I'm always thankful for being able to engage with people and being able to honestly not only read their books a bit, but talk with Andrea Perron. And that only happens through the T&E channel with Melissa there and through Blue Ant Media, of course. And just the amount of swag that they give us, amount of joy, and amount of small little things. I'm always thankful for that.
He really is.
Yeah.
Like he'll show me shit. He'll like say, "Oh my god, look at what I got," and I'm always really super jealous.
Look what I have now.
I know.
The only people that would come close to tying in the horror world right now would probably be Joe Bob and Darcy. But I can't just pick out one of their shows, otherwise it'd be Last Driving Right. But Bathsheba, Search for Evil on T&E. If you got some time, check it out. It's a really good historical dive on what's wrong with the Conjuring movies. Kind of even swerves a little bit of what was wrong with Ed and Lorraine Warren as they're kind of doing a paranormal investigation they apparently should not even talk about.
Oh.
But they wanted to push their agenda and they wanted to sell things, so they did. And it is a great little show, and ultimately it's not the Conjuring. You think like, oh my god, it's a scary, scary movie. It's actually more about love than anything else. And you can only get that from Bathsheba, Search for Evil on the T&E channel. And that's what I'm actually most thankful for. So, with that said, all right, we got some plugs coming. Who wants to plug? Actually, Jennifer, you're our guest that's going first. So, what do you want to plug?
Oh, I don't know.
I grab random things around my house.
What's cool in like the art horror world? I know that you've been modeling and stuff like that, and
yeah. I was able to get invited back to do more figure modeling again with the art center. They wanted me back for Halloween again, so that was kind of fun.
That's awesome.
Trying to think I don't know. My world right now is very focused on moving, so I'm gonna plug. Don't move and be happy when you're settled where you're at.
Preach.
Yeah, I think that's of all the things in the last years, moving is always a bad idea,
especially around this time. Oof.
I'm going to be really happy once we're settled, though. I love where we're going. It's just the process.
Yeah, it's a tough process. And there's so many things that you have to worry about and think about. Yes.
So
good luck
it's not much of a plug, but the plug is, if you're moving, look forward to being settled.
Yeah. Get your stuff out of boxes. Or eventually, like me, just use boxes as furniture.
Excuse me.
Oh, I didn't mean use you as furniture. I'm not egging. Actually use you as furniture.
Good.
All right, Box Human, aka J.M. Brannick, what you gonna plug?
I'm gonna plug something that's actually pretty local.
Your pie hole.
Redford Theater?
No, I already plugged that. As you can see, I have a little candle here. It is called Haunted House. I got a few candles from a craft show recently. Cool. They smell amazing. The creator is amazing herself. She's funny. She's creative. She'll create a scent and then create basically the name from that scent, whatever appeals to her. That's Haunted House. It has a very woody, kind of smoky, cinnamony, kind of musky scent to it. She has a lot of other stuff, but she does candles and artisan soaps, and you can find her at www.earthberryapothecary.com. And you can also find her on Facebook and Instagram, again at Earthberry Apothecary. And it's all small business. She does it herself. And like I said, they're great. They're soy candles, so you're not going to get that kind of sootiness to them. And they smell fantastic. So I would suggest Abyss and Haunted House.
That sounds very cool. So Jim Phoenix, HauntedMTL Press. Yeah. So she makes candles out of horror smells?
Out of what?
Horror smells.
No, not specifically horror smells, but there are some horror kind of elements to it. There's Wolfpack. I'm trying to think of the other horror ones that she did have.
Okay, so is that Bela Lugosi's scrotum?
No. These are fancy dancy ones. These are not the sweaty
vagina is also one. So
they're not the sweat ball sack of Bela Lugosi.
Although
you can't get that from
HauntedMTL.com now has made an original ball sweat of Bela Lugosi, or at least the guy who says he is.
Yeah, the guy from the corner. That looks kind of like him if you don't look at him.
In the sun. Sweat in the sun.
Yeah, just sweat in the sun. So Earthberry Apothecary, again, she's got cute little animal designs and stuff like that. But they're
nice, the candles.
Yeah, they're terrific. They burn for a while and they smell just incredible.
That is very cool. And speaking of plugging things that are literally around your room, Voodoo Priestess, which thing you're going to find at your house? Are you going to
Obviously, I'm plugging an art book.
Yeah. Oh, the art of horror. Nice.
Yeah.
Who's it by? Or who brought it together?
So it is edited by Stephen Stephen like, I don't know which way you want to pronounce it.
Stevens.
Jones
Yeah.
from the Sex Pistols.
And forward by Neil Gaiman.
Oh.
So they do have little bits, like at the beginning of chapters, that like talk about stuff, and sometimes you have little blurbs describing the pictures. There's a lot of movie posters or old novels, and then there's sometimes just nice original little art pieces that are also cute.
Oh,
Look
nice.
at that little murder. Look at the little murder pumpkin.
You know, that's one thing I do really look for, like in a poster or is the art, the quality of art. Because man, back in the 80s, you know, and 70s, we had such beautiful posters.
We really
of horror
did.
movies, because they would have such incredible artists really paint it. And honestly, in fact, usually the posters were far more incredible than
The movies.
The movies, like The Prophecy and whatnot.
Wait, The Prophecy with Christopher Walken?
No, not with the Christopher Walken. It was the one with the bear pig. The bear, I think
Bear
it was.
Man Pig?
The Bear Man Pig. No, I think it was a bear. I think it was called The Prophecy. But it was just this beautiful, grotesque looking thing on the cover. And you watch it and you're like, oh, this is not as good as the cover. But there were so many of those where it was just such beautiful art. So
I dig it.
Yep.
yeah.
And it's something that I just collect, like a lot of art books and stuff, because I just like looking at art. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, nothing wrong with that, because you can't go to a museum 24/7, bruh.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take off, not from the art angle. I'm going to plug 3 things. That's why I'm going to.
Is it us? Are you going to plug Jen, Voodoo Priestess, and me? That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
Yeah, I believe HR wants to talk about that one. So, first thing I'm plugging. HauntedMTL has Queer as Hell out.
Oh, yeah.
It's selling like hotcakes, and it's a charity anthology, which means the money goes to charity. It actually goes between foreign LGBTQ charities, and it is a great collection. Check it out. It's on Amazon. It's other places too, but Amazon owns the world, so just go from there, take it from there. It's kind of touching. And then we have a new one coming out somewhere in New Year's. It's going to be called Hell is for Children, and that's for the Lumos Project. And that's coming to a Amazon delivery guy near you, if he gets a pee break or not. Where the money goes to the Lumos Project, of course, and that's going to help children. And
What is that project? What do they do?
Oh, imagine kids that don't have families and they're kind of abused, or they're kind of left, or they're just kind of like discarded. Not everyone's, fortunate enough for even halfway houses. Not everyone's fortunate enough for being adopted. Not everyone's fortunate enough to even be in foster care. And I know a lot of things are like, well, a lot of horror stories from foster care, a lot of horror stories from adoptions and not from halfway houses. But think about that. They're not even fortunate enough for that. And so they help kids who are just, hell is for children, and they're helping make the world a bit brighter, almost. And finally, I am going to plug, even though I can't stand Patreon, they can burn in hell, I am going to plug the Lost Drive-In, which is Darcy the Mail Girl's Patreon. People, you really do not know how much not having, during the pandemic, not having conventions can really affect people. So if you got some extra dough, me, go check out patreon.com/Darcy the Mail Girl. She's restoring all the other Joe Bob Briggs stuff, calling the Lost Drive-In. And it's an amazing, amazing art project. And it's like a passion project, so always check that out. And without any further ado, on behalf of Remember, every time an angel gets its wings, we give money to some food banks. So do spam the shit out of those people. Spam the shit out of this episode. I don't care if it's just one dude pressing reset. Go for it. Break me, bitches. I dare you. If 2019 can't break me, You motherfuckers can't either.
Or I'll use reverse psychology. You can't do it, I bet. I bet you can't. I bet you're a weenie and you're just gonna just walk away.
Yeah, what kind of other charity drive? You don't even have to donate to the charity. I will donate for you. All you have to do is press play.
I bet you can't do that. I bet you can't even do that.
Wait, we say at the end of the podcast that they obviously had to press play to listen to. So, I just thank all my special guests, Jennifer and Brannick and Claire, and we'll have Catherine and Kristen and Xavier and everyone else would probably edit on in goals and Voodoo Priestess, the forever co-host, as long as Border Patrol don't put them down.
Oh.
And remember, if you don't have snakes in the plane, you ain't driving the right airline. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I hear a cat.